Every human being, no matter their background or achievements, faces obstacles. These obstacles may take the form of financial struggles, professional roadblocks, relationship difficulties, or even personal battles within our minds. The one commonality among these challenges is the overwhelming feeling that there's no way out, no light at the end of the tunnel. But here's the truth, there's always a way. The path might not be clear at first, it may take time, effort, and patience to find, but it exists. To believe in this truth is the first step toward empowerment in overcoming adversity. When we adopt this mindset, we set ourselves on a path of relentless perseverance, creativity, and discovery. In this video, we will explore the depths of this philosophy, how to adopt the belief that there's always a way, and use it to navigate the complexities of life. We will delve into actionable strategies, examine inspiring real-world examples, and provide a comprehensive guide on how to find a way when circumstances seem impossible. Chapter 1. Shifting your mindset to possibility. 1.1 The foundation. The power of belief. Before we even attempt to solve a problem, it's important to understand that the way we approach challenges determines the outcomes we create. One of the most powerful tools in our arsenal is the simple yet profound belief that there is always a way. This mindset shift might seem trivial to some, but it can be transformative when fully embraced. At the core of this belief lies the power of optimism combined with resilience. Optimism doesn't mean being oblivious to challenges. Rather, it means believing that no matter how difficult a situation is, there's a solution waiting to be uncovered. This belief ignites our creativity, sharpens our focus, and increases our persistence, all of which are essential for overcoming life's hurdles. When you look at successful individuals in any field, you'll notice a common trait. They all harbor a deeply ingrained belief that failure is temporary and that solutions are always within reach. This attitude doesn't guarantee immediate success, but it ensures that failure never becomes permanent. To start on the path of finding a way, we must first believe that there is one. 1.2 The mindset dichotomy. Fixed versus growth mindset. The concept of mindset is perhaps best illustrated by the work of psychologist Carol Dweck, who introduced the world to the ideas of the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset tend to believe that their abilities, intelligence, and talents are static and unchangeable. They avoid challenges to protect their ego and are easily discouraged by failure. On the other hand, those with a growth mindset believe that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. Failure to them is not a reflection of their inherent limitations, but an opportunity to learn and grow. It's this type of mindset that allows someone to consistently find ways through obstacles. To fully embrace the belief that there is always a way, we need to foster a growth mindset. This means understanding that obstacles are not permanent roadblocks, but temporary detours, and that each detour presents an opportunity for learning, adaptation, and development. 1.3 Cultivating the belief through action. Believing that there's always a way isn't enough on its own. It needs to be reinforced through action. The best way to solidify this belief is by taking small, consistent steps toward solving problems. Start by tackling smaller challenges in your daily life and proving to yourself that solutions exist. For instance, when faced with a minor inconvenience, rather than immediately becoming frustrated or overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself, what is the way through this? Then, systematically brainstorm possible solutions, no matter how impractical they may seem at first. By taking action, even small action, you demonstrate to yourself that there's always a way forward. Over time, these small victories accumulate and create a powerful inner conviction that no challenge is insurmountable. Chapter 2. Practical strategies for finding solutions. Once we've embraced the mindset that there is always a way, the next step is translating that belief into action. How do we practically approach solving the seemingly impossible? Here are actionable strategies for identifying, tackling, and overcoming obstacles in your life. 2.1 Breaking problems down into manageable pieces. One of the primary reasons people feel overwhelmed by challenges is that they try to tackle the entire problem at once. When we look at a complex issue in its entirety, it can feel insurmountable. This is especially true for large, multifaceted problems such as career stagnation, financial troubles, or relationship breakdowns. The key is to break the problem down into smaller, more manageable pieces. This process is called chunking in psychological terms. By chunking a problem, you reduce its size and complexity, making it easier to handle. For example, if you're trying to pay off a large debt, rather than focusing on the total amount you owe, break it down into smaller goals. Focus on paying off one creditor at a time or reducing the debt by manageable increments. Each small success will give you the confidence and motivation to continue. Breaking problems down into smaller tasks not only makes them more manageable, but also gives you a sense of progress. When you see that progress is being made, you're less likely to become discouraged, and you'll be more motivated to keep moving forward. 2.2 Exploring multiple perspectives. Sometimes the reason a problem feels unsolvable is that we're approaching it from a single narrow perspective. By broadening our viewpoint and considering alternative ways of thinking, we open ourselves to new possibilities. This is what people mean when they say, think outside the box. Consider a common workplace issue. You're given a project with a tight deadline, but resources are limited, and the scope of the project seems too large to complete. Rather than fixating on the obstacles, take a step back and ask yourself, what haven't I considered yet? Could certain tasks be delegated? Could technology streamline some processes? Could the scope of the project be redefined? Sometimes the solution is not immediately obvious because we boxed ourselves into a limited way of thinking. An important technique for thinking outside the box is to ask for input from others. People from different backgrounds with different experiences and expertise can often see solutions that we miss. Surround yourself with individuals who can challenge your perspective and offer alternative insights. 2.3 Asking for help and collaborating. Many people hesitate to ask for help when faced with challenges. This could be due to pride, fear of judgment, or the mistaken belief that they should be able to handle everything on their own. However, no one is an island, and sometimes the key to finding a way through a difficult situation is to enlist the help of others. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. It takes humility and strength to acknowledge when we don't have all the answers and to seek out the expertise, advice, or support of others. Collaboration can unlock new perspectives and resources that you may not have access to on your own. In any situation, whether personal or professional, there are people who have gone through similar challenges and come out the other side. Their experience and guidance can save you time, effort, and unnecessary frustration. Don't hesitate to reach out to mentors, colleagues, friends, or even professionals who can provide valuable assistance. Often, finding a way means finding the right people to help you along the journey. 2.4 Cultivating persistence and grit. Persistence is perhaps the most critical trait when it comes to finding a way through challenges. Solutions aren't always immediate, and more often than not, the first approach you try won't work. This is where persistence comes into play. Grit, as defined by psychologist Angela Duckworth, is the combination of passion and perseverance toward long-term goals. It's about continuing to move forward, even when the road gets tough. In the context of overcoming obstacles, grit means refusing to give up, even when you encounter setbacks or failures. Most challenges can't be solved overnight. They require sustained effort over time. People who cultivate grit and persistence are the ones who eventually find a way, because they refuse to stop looking for solutions. Every time they fail, they learn something new and use that knowledge to improve their next attempt. Chapter 3, Real-World Examples of Finding a Way. To illustrate these concepts in action, let's explore several real-world examples of individuals who faced seemingly insurmountable challenges, but found a way through persistence, creativity, and the belief that there's always a solution. 3.1 Thomas Edison, the inventor who refused to quit. Thomas Edison is one of the most famous inventors in history, credited with creating the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and, of course, the electric light bulb. However, what many people don't realize is that Edison failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. When asked about his repeated failures, Edison reportedly said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This statement perfectly encapsulates the belief that there's always a way. Each failure was not a defeat, but a step toward eventual success. Edison's story teaches us the value of persistence and the importance of reframing failure as part of the learning process. Finding a way often requires us to try multiple approaches before discovering what works, and Edison's unwavering determination is a testament to the power of grit. 3.2 J.K. Rowling, from rejection to literary icon. Before she became one of the most successful authors in the world, J.K. Rowling faced rejection after rejection from publishers who didn't believe in her manuscript for Harry Potter. Rowling was a single mother living on welfare, struggling to make ends meet, and yet she continued to believe in her story. Despite the numerous setbacks, Rowling didn't give up. She kept submitting her manuscript, and eventually a small publishing house took a chance on Harry Potter. Today, the series has sold over 500 million copies worldwide and has been translated into more than 80 languages. Rowling's journey is a powerful example of perseverance in the face of adversity. Her story reminds us that rejection is not the end of the road, it's just a detour. By continuing to believe in her vision and pushing forward despite the obstacles, she found a way to achieve her dreams. 3.3 Walt Disney, turning failure into success. Walt Disney, the man behind the most successful entertainment company in the world, faced numerous failures before he built his empire. Early in his career, Disney was fired from a newspaper job because his editor thought he lacked imagination. His first animation studio went bankrupt, and he faced rejection time and again. But Disney didn't let failure define him. He continued to pursue his vision, eventually creating Mickey Mouse and the world of Disney that we know today. Disney's story is a testament to the idea that failure is not final, and that perseverance in the face of rejection can lead to incredible success. One of Disney's famous quotes is, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." Finding a way often requires the courage to keep going, even when the odds are against you. Disney's journey shows us that even in the face of repeated failure, there's always a way forward for those who refuse to give up. Chapter 4. Adapting to Change. 4.1 Embracing Uncertainty and Change. One of the most common reasons people feel stuck in difficult situations is because they resist change. We are creatures of habit, and when something disrupts our routine or expectations, it can be hard to adapt. However, life is full of uncertainties, and adapting to change is an essential skill for finding solutions when things don't go as planned. Change is inevitable, but your ability to adapt is what determines your success. When faced with new circumstances, rather than clinging to old methods that may no longer work, embrace the uncertainty. By accepting that change is part of life, you open yourself up to new possibilities. 4.2. The importance of flexibility. Flexibility is a crucial component of finding a way forward in difficult situations. Sometimes the solution isn't immediately clear because we are rigidly attached to one particular outcome or approach. Being flexible means being willing to adjust your goals, methods, or expectations as new information or circumstances arise. Consider a business that faces an unexpected market shift. Those who refuse to adapt will likely fail, while those who are flexible and willing to pivot their strategy can find new opportunities in the change. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your goals. It means being open to achieving them in ways you hadn't previously considered. 4.3 Letting go of control. Another important aspect of adapting to change is recognizing when to let go of control. While it's important to take responsibility for your actions and strive to find solutions, there are some aspects of life that are simply beyond your control. Learning to focus on what you can control and letting go of the rest is key to maintaining your mental health and finding a path forward. When you stop fighting against the things you can't change and instead focus your energy on adapting to the things you can influence, you'll find that the path forward becomes much clearer. Chapter 5. Cultivating Resourcefulness. 5.1 Thinking Creatively in Times of Crisis. Resourcefulness is about doing more with less, finding creative solutions when resources are scarce, and turning limitations into opportunities. Many of the most successful individuals and businesses in history have found their greatest innovations during times of crisis. When you're resourceful, you tap into your creativity and ingenuity to find ways to overcome obstacles. You stop focusing on what you lack and instead concentrate on what you can do with what you have. 5.2. The role of constraints in creativity. It's often said that necessity is the mother of invention. When you're backed into a corner or facing a challenge with limited resources, it forces you to think outside the box. Constraints, while difficult, often foster creativity. For instance, many great works of art, literature, and business innovations were created under significant time or financial pressure. To cultivate resourcefulness, start by viewing constraints not as roadblocks, but as opportunities. Ask yourself, how can I make this work with what I have? By focusing on the possibilities rather than the limitations, you'll find that there's always a way. 5.3. Making the most of what you have. A major part of resourcefulness is learning to maximize the potential of the resources at your disposal. This includes time, energy, skills, and connections. Being resourceful means using every available asset to its fullest potential. For example, if you're working on a tight budget, resourcefulness might mean finding ways to cut costs, seeking alternative materials, or partnering with others who can help. Often, the path to success doesn't involve acquiring more resources, but using the ones you have more effectively. Chapter 6. The Power of Patience and Timing. 6.1. Patience, the often overlooked key to success. In today's fast-paced world, patience is often seen as a weakness. We want immediate results, and when they don't come, we become frustrated or discouraged. However, many of the greatest achievements in life come not from quick fixes, but from steady, patient progress. Patience is especially important when you're trying to find a way through a difficult situation. Solutions don't always reveal themselves immediately, and sometimes the best course of action is to wait for the right opportunity. While persistence is about taking consistent action, patience is about knowing when to hold back and let things unfold in their own time. 6.2. The art of waiting for the right moment. Timing is everything. In many cases, the reason a problem seems unsolvable is because it's not the right time for a solution to present itself. Knowing when to act and when to wait is a valuable skill in life. For example, if you're trying to advance in your career, it's important to be proactive. But it's equally important to recognize when the timing isn't right, whether it's waiting for the right job opening, the right market conditions, or the right opportunity to make your move. 6.3. Trusting the process. Finding a way through life's challenges often requires trusting the process. This means believing that, even if things aren't working out immediately, you're on the right path, and that the solution will reveal itself in time. Patience doesn't mean passivity. It means having faith in the process while continuing to put in the effort. Chapter 7. Building Resilience Through Adversity. 7.1. The role of resilience in overcoming obstacles. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, challenges, and failures. It's a crucial trait for anyone who wants to find a way through life's toughest obstacles. Resilient individuals don't let failure define them. Instead, they use it as a learning opportunity and a stepping stone toward success. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, but the key to overcoming them is your ability to stay resilient. No matter how many times you fall, what matters is how quickly you get back up and keep moving forward. 7.2. Strengthening mental and emotional resilience. Mental and emotional resilience aren't traits you're born with. They're skills that can be developed over time. To build resilience, you need to practice self-awareness, learn to manage stress, and cultivate a positive mindset. One of the most effective ways to build resilience is through adversity itself. Every time you face a challenge and come out the other side, you grow stronger. Over time, you'll develop the ability to handle greater challenges with greater ease. 7.3. Learning from failure. Failure is often seen as the opposite of success, but in reality, it's a necessary part of the journey. The most successful people in the world didn't achieve their goals by avoiding failure. They achieved them by failing, learning from their mistakes, and trying again. When you fail, take the time to reflect on what went wrong, what you learned, and how you can apply those lessons moving forward. Each failure is an opportunity for growth, and with each failure, you're one step closer to finding a way. Chapter 8. The Importance of Persistence. 8.1 Grit and Tenacity in Finding Solutions. Persistence, or grit, is the single most important quality in overcoming obstacles. It's not enough to try once and then give up if things don't work out. Persistence means continuing to push forward, even in the face of repeated failure or rejection. Consider how many entrepreneurs, athletes, and artists achieved greatness, not because they were the most talented, but because they refused to give up. Each setback was a lesson, each failure a stepping stone to ultimate success. Persistence isn't glamorous, but it's essential if you want to find a way through difficult situations. 8.2 Turning Obstacles into Opportunities. One of the hallmarks of persistence is the ability to see obstacles as opportunities. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn, grow, and develop new skills. When you persist in the face of difficulty, you build character, resilience, and creativity. Instead of viewing obstacles as roadblocks, start seeing them as detours that can lead to even greater success. When you approach life with this mindset, persistence becomes not just a necessity, but a source of empowerment. 8.3 The Long-Term View. Finding a way through life's toughest challenges often requires taking the long view. Many of the greatest achievements in life take time. If you're only focused on short-term results, you're likely to become discouraged when things don't happen immediately. Persistence is about keeping your eye on the long-term goal, even when progress seems slow. Chapter 9. Learning to Reframe Problems. 9.1 The Power of Reframing. One of the most effective ways to find a way through a difficult situation is to reframe the problem. Reframing means looking at the issue from a different perspective. Often, the reason a problem seems unsolvable is because we're viewing it in a narrow or negative light. By changing the way we think about the problem, we can unlock new solutions. For example, instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "What can I learn from this situation?" By reframing the problem, you shift from a victim mentality to one of empowerment and possibility. 9.2 Changing the Narrative. The stories we tell ourselves about our challenges shape how we approach them. If you tell yourself that a problem is too big to overcome, you're less likely to find a solution. But if you change the narrative to one of possibility and resilience, you open yourself up to new opportunities. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what's the story I'm telling myself about this situation? Is it one of defeat or one of perseverance and growth? Changing the narrative can transform the way you approach the problem and ultimately help you find a way through it. 9.3 Practicing Gratitude in Difficult Times. Gratitude may seem like an odd tool for problem solving, but it can be incredibly powerful. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right. This shift in focus can help you reframe your problems and approach them from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Even in the most difficult situations, there's always something to be grateful for. Whether it's the support of loved ones, the opportunity to learn something new, or the simple fact that you have the strength to keep going. By practicing gratitude, you cultivate a mindset of possibility and resilience, which makes it easier to find a way through challenges. Chapter 10. The Journey of Self-Discovery. 10.1 Discovering Strength. You didn't know you had. One of the most rewarding aspects of finding a way through difficult situations is that it often leads to a journey of self-discovery. When you face and overcome challenges, you discover strengths, skills, and resilience you didn't know you had. Each obstacle you conquer reveals more about who you are and what you're capable of. 10.2 Growing Through Adversity. Adversity is one of the greatest teachers in life. While it may be painful in the moment, it forces you to grow in ways you never would have otherwise. When you approach adversity with the mindset that there's always a way, you not only overcome the challenge, but also grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. 10.3 Embracing the Journey. Finding a way through life's challenges is not just about reaching the destination, it's about embracing the journey. Every step you take, every failure you face, and every victory you achieve is part of the larger journey of becoming the person you're meant to be. When you adopt the belief that there's always a way, you're not just solving problems, you're transforming yourself. You're becoming someone who is resilient, resourceful, patient, and persistent. And as you grow through this journey, you'll find that there's no challenge too great for you to overcome. The unwavering belief that there's always a way. In life, you will face countless obstacles. Some will seem small, while others will feel overwhelming. But no matter the size or complexity of the challenge, remember this: there's always a way. The path might not be clear at first, and it might take time and effort to find, but it exists. By cultivating the right mindset, developing resilience, thinking creatively, and practicing patience, you can overcome even the toughest obstacles. The journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. As long as you hold on to the belief that there's always a way, you'll find that the solutions you seek are never out of reach. Now is the time to stop waiting for the perfect moment. The truth is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. It's up to you to create it. The power to change your life, your circumstances, and your future is in your hands right now. So don't let fear, doubt, or procrastination hold you back any longer. Take that first step toward your goals, no matter how small it may seem. Remember, success isn't built on thoughts and dreams. It's built on action. Every great achievement starts with a decision, the decision to act. If you want to change your life, if you want to achieve what you once thought was impossible, the time to act is now. So I challenge you, no, I dare you, to commit to one action today. Whether it's writing down your goals, reaching out to someone who can help, or simply making the decision to push forward despite your fears, do something that moves you closer to the life you deserve. If you found value in this message, hit that subscribe button, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and most importantly, take action, because the future belongs to those who are willing to make things happen. Go out there and create your own success. You've got this.